So how many people are here with Parkinson's, just out of interest? 1, 2. Okay, no, don't worry. But what about the rest? Just the audience? Or you have MS? Yes, MS. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, that's lovely. Well, it is related to Parkinson's, but I think we could take the feedback on board in MS as well and in stroke. Is there anyone with stroke here? Yeah, okay. Right. So I'm a clinical researcher at the Queen's Mary University of London, like Professor G at Barts. And I also work as a physiotherapist the last 15 years. So in my regular practice, I used to see many people with MS and stroke and Parkinson's, but my research focuses on Parkinson's. So, but after that, I'm happy to answer whatever you wish, okay, in relation to exercise. So why we are doing this talk today, and I think actually there are not many people today with Parkinson's, but if you have some questions after, I can answer in relation to the Q1. Because last year I did a presentation on digital technology for treatment in Parkinson's. And I thought not to do it again this year because we have something new coming. But if there are questions about that, we have some exciting results, so you can ask me after, okay? So why we are talking about exercise in Parkinson's, and you are actually in one of the best centers to receive very good rehabilitation. But the reason we talk about exercise is because unfortunately Parkinson's increases. Okay, so we have over 100,050 cases in the UK currently. We project that the numbers will double by 2040, unfortunately. And speaking about all over the world cases, we have around 11 million at the moment of people with Parkinson's, and by 2050, we will have at least 25 million. Okay, so for some reasons, also related to aging, the cases increase. Okay, we are also talking about exercise and physical activity today because it's low cost, it's safe approach that everyone can take, and it's low side effect approach. Okay, and another point I want to make is that and why this actually presentation is on prevention. You saw my title is as a prevention, and I will show you some slides as evidence after, is that by the time in Parkinson's we start having movement symptoms, so tremor and slowness of movement and shuffling of gait, 50 to 70% of the dopaminergic cells that are responsible for those symptoms in Parkinson's are lost. Okay, so it's too late to do anything really. Okay, so this is why exercise or other treatments perhaps should act a bit earlier than that. Okay, and we do have evidence for it. First of all, we have evidence in exercise, a lot. All these papers you see here, they are very recent, from 2018 or 19 up to 2025. They are published in high-impact journals such as Lancet Neurology and JAMA Neurology. So very, very high-impact journals, okay? And what they show is that exercise to begin with in Parkinson's, what it does, it really transforms the life of people living with Parkinson's, okay? It restores their movement. It helps with the balance confidence. It restores their joy in movement, improves their independence, reduces their risk of falling. Because the other problem is that, you know, we have wonderful medicines to address movement symptoms in Parkinson's, but they do nothing for walking problems. They don't do nothing. So the exercise is the only hope. So we know all about this in Parkinson's, and we know exercise improves the quality of life. But what happens is that the recent evidence also shows that doing exercise before you are diagnosed maybe it decreases your risk, or maybe we will never be diagnosed. So I may get Parkinson's, but if I do exercise, I may be decreasing my risk of having Parkinson's. So there are a few examples I can give you, okay? So first, for someone who doesn't have Parkinson's, like me, if I start exercising now, 150 minutes a week of moderate to brisk exercise, and I keep up my routine, I will immediately decrease the risk of Parkinson's by 10%. 9, they say, okay? If I do it through my life, I decrease it by 20 to 30%, okay? So it's good like that, as that, okay? But it's a theory. It's based on what information we have at the moment from research. It's a theory based on estimation, not proven, okay? The other thing is, okay, so what about us that we got now Parkinson's? We know it's good to exercise, but what does it actually mean? So there is a wonderful study that has been published just now, a few months ago, which basically says, how many steps do you take a day? I don't know, some days, maybe it's 10,000 if I'm lucky to walk somewhere with my friends, go for some kind of hiking tour if I can. And other days it can be 1,000, okay? So if you do 2,000 steps a day on average, okay, not 10,000, but you increase that by 580. So only 580 steps more than your regular routine can change the outcome in movement symptoms, okay? So just to show you the power of exercise, just increasing by that bit, we have seen the difference in people's outcome, okay? And anyway, these are all lovely things to say, and we don't have any evidence whatsoever in terms of clinical trials that by tackling early people who are at risk of developing Parkinson's but don't have yet the condition, that their outcome will change, so that we will delay basically Parkinson's or reduce their risk of developing Parkinson's. Another problem we commonly see is that not everyone has access to exercise. So you are wonderful and lovely here, and you have an amazing and supportive center, but this is not the case for everyone, okay? I'm seeing many people who don't get any appointments for years for exercise, even connection to their Parkinson's nurse, physiotherapist, or OT therapist. So, and they don't know what to do. And actually, I see a lot of people from minority groups that also very commonly we see people who probably have lower educational background. So it's actually quite challenging. People don't know, okay? They actually are afraid of moving, just of not harming themselves more. Okay, so it's quite difficult. And what we decided to do, okay, so this is our international team now. So we came up with a project which is called Slow Speed International. I will tell you why. So it started from Netherlands with from Professor Bas Bloem. Many people know him in Parkinson's. He's like this very celebrity, Parkinson's celebrity professor. So it started from here, the idea, and my professor at university, he's not as young as he is here, just to tell you that. You see him and you will not recognize him. But, but he denies updating his photos, so I'm using it, you know. So he's an old man, and not old, but, you know, maybe 15 years older. So in the UK, we are leading the study. So every site, we have site in Germany, site in Austria, site in the Netherlands, in the US, and in the UK. So in the UK, we have Carl and Annette as collaborators at UCL and in University of East Anglia for Carl, and we are at Queen's Mary with Alistair. So what we decided to do, basically, we decided to recruit people who are at risk of developing Parkinson's. So we know that there are some specific risks that puts you at higher risk of developing Parkinson's. So basically, if you have reduced sense of smell, we call it hyposmia, okay? It's a symptom that can arrive many, many years before your movement symptoms come, okay? So people may have it for 10, 15 years, and then they start shaking, okay? So this is proven, and we know it from the work that my professor did at Queen's Mary, that this is one of the highest risks for Parkinson's. 4 times higher risk than general population, okay? There are other signs, for example, sleep disorder. So some people act out their dreams, okay? We call it REM sleep behavior disorder. So some people start shouting in dreams, they kick their partners, they have a divorce as a result, you know, things like that, or they sleep on the couch instead. And another sign is we are looking at is just genetics, basically. So there are specific genes such as DBA1 variant that are responsible for developing a specific type of Parkinson's, okay? So we took, each of us, one category. We took the hyposmia, the smell loss, okay? They took the genes in the US, they love that. And the other groups, they took the sleep behavior disorder. So we all look into, we wanted to recruit everyone, but now we don't have money for it. So we start with the hyposmia and see where we go, okay? And no matter what we do, so we run very high quality independent studies, okay, in each country. We do what we call double blind randomized control trials, okay? I will tell you a bit about that. But no matter what population we have, we just have a very simple question to answer. We want to see if by using our application which we developed and by taking more daily steps and increasing the intensity of physical activity can protect the brain before the Parkinson starts, okay? And I will just show you this a bit more yeah, but it's a diagram, but I will show you what it means, okay? So in the UK, what we will do, we will take 110 people with smell loss. We will confirm them with a validated smell test, okay? And we will recruit them into 2 groups, which I will tell you about the exercise plan in the following slides. But the one group will receive the full dosage of exercise plan over 18 period of time to begin with. Hopefully we can extend it to 5 years if we can. And the other will receive 10%. So the active control group will receive only 10% of the exercise plan than the experimental group. And we will just have them in the trial for the first 18 months to observe what happens, okay? And I will tell you what outcomes we look at. So you can see here again, we screen them at the beginning and then we randomize them in 2 groups, okay? So one group will receive a full exercise package. They both use the same intervention, by the way, just the experimental group receives 100% intensity and the other 10%, okay? And so yes, as I mentioned already, we recruit people with hyposmia. They are age 40 onwards. So initially we had people age 50 plus, but we realized that smell loss occurs, oh wow, smell loss occurs much earlier than we think. So and because it's a preventive trial, we want to take younger people to include them, okay, because we think it's too late. We screen them. We also take people who don't achieve 10,000 steps to begin with. We take those who are below 7,000. We check them for 4 weeks for eligibility because we give them some monitors to wear, and we don't tell them what is the cutoff score to be included in the trial. And then we provide them education how to use their phone and use our digital application. And at the moment, we don't recruit those with Parkinson's, but I think this would be the next step if we get the funding, to get those also who are at early stage, also to see how, if the intervention has the ability to delay the progression of the disease. And here you can see what they will do as assessments, okay? So they will do the smell tests, some movement tasks for us. We call it usually MDS-UPDRS, where you tap your fingers like this, and then open and close your hand, and you are checked for tremor, and you do some walking tasks, and you tap your feet in a specific way. So we basically look how slow is your movement, okay? And then they do, some people, optionally, if they want, they can give us also a skin punch biopsy and the blood sample for genetic analysis. So we want to see if biologically the exercise can change anything in these people, okay? And people are monitored with their Fitbits, okay, over a long period of time. They complete also some quality of life questionnaires. I can tell you if you are interested which ones. And then they repeat the same assessment in the end of the study. And every 6 weeks or so, we just have a quick check-up with them, just virtually. They complete for us some motor tasks and some questionnaires with us, okay? And this is our intervention. It's actually on my phone as well. Where's my phone? Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can see it there, to be honest. It's very simple. So what we do, we have designed this. We have designed this very simple intervention where we don't restrict people in terms of what physical activity or exercise they can do, because everyone has their own needs. And we have evidence to suggest that it doesn't matter what type of exercise you do, because some people like walking and others like dancing and others like swimming. So we cannot say you have to go to the gym and do 5 or 10 repetitions of that. You have to find what you enjoy long term, okay? So we don't restrict them in terms of what activity they do, but we want to encourage them through the application to motivate them, if you like, to take more steps and increase the physical activity. So it's a motivator app, okay? And what it is basically describes for you the study, and then it gives you details on your daily, weekly, and in total number of steps you take and how intense is your physical activity. And how we check this is because your application, which we connect to your phone, to your Fitbit. So through the phone, we download it on your phone, okay? And then we connect it, so it's a bit like that, okay? We download it and we connect it to the Fitbit. So we give for free people quite expensive Fitbits, but we are lucky we were provided those free funding, and people keep them forever. We don't take them back because we hope that after 18 months, A, we will progress the trial to 5 years. B, even if we don't, people will have the chance to keep the app and to keep the watch as well, to use long term if they want to. And so it gives you details on how much intensity you do and steps, etc. And then it's very nice, actually, the setup we did. So we have a map across the UK, and the more steps you do, it shows that you walk through all the cities in the all the towns and the cities. So this person, not doing very well in the first weeks here, but 922. So this person started somewhere in, I think, in Dundee, and now he's in Leeds because of the steps he did. So anyway, so apart from that, we have other setups inside. So we have a virtual coach. There is a chat box, motivational chat box. People get notifications to move. We give them educational material from various societies and charities, just to learn more about exercise as prevention and what they can do. They get to know our research team and have a chat with us. So in the UK, the avatar is me and Alistair, our professor. And this is from Bas from Netherlands, but yes. So they chat with us throughout the 18 months. This is, I think that you may feel that this is very simple, but in reality, think how many people live in isolated areas, in rural areas, that they don't have access very easily to their healthcare providers. They don't have centers around them to go to attend the gym or some community classes. Think that there are people who cannot go because they don't have someone to bring them. Okay, so think that sometimes there are people that cannot come to the physiotherapy appointment always because their carer has delayed, or maybe the transport they arranged to go has delayed and then they lose the appointment. Or maybe because of their fatigue, they just woke up and they just cannot do it at specific time, while the appointments are usually fixed at specific times. So this is just something that someone can do from home. Okay, and it may not be necessarily applicable in future only to Parkinson's, right? It can be applicable to MS, it can be applicable to stroke, it can be applicable to cardiovascular disease and diabetes, etc., etc. Okay, but we don't have any proof that it works and that the people will engage. And this is why we run the trials. And then we will pull the results all together for meta-analysis, and also to look at the what we call prodromal load score, which means basically from the time they start the intervention with specific characteristics, if they have some early signs of movement problems or non-movement problems we see in Parkinson's, do they actually progress? How do they behave over time? So we can design an algorithm to understand that load of prodromal symptoms. So yes, wider impact for that region, basically. I just talked and forgot to say about that. Anyway, so and this intervention has been designed with our team. I had the red hair last year, so nobody recognized me. It was very funny because I do my clinics, and one day I just appeared in the clinic with short red hair, and unfortunately, some of my patients were shocked. From apathy, it was no apathy at all. And they didn't recognize, some of them, they said, "You are not Victoria. I'm not having a concern. You don't know me." Anyway, so this is just a joke. But what I want to say here is that we do design our intervention, and we progress every work we do, every project we design with our team in East London, where we are based. And it's usually a process of also voting and feedback from people who have Parkinson's or are at risk of Parkinson's. So we don't just design things and we just throw out at people. We do have a very good setup within our community, and we have charities such as Parkinson's UK and Parkinson's Cure Parkinson's and the Parkinson's Foundation, Michael J. Fox, who attend and support us as well. Okay. Now, how is this applicable to people with Parkinson's, right? Well, the first thing is really good that we start something earlier than having Parkinson's and then initiating some kind of preventive approach that is not necessarily only medicine, yes? Something that also is, gives you less probably side effects. It just shows you that probably exercise can be a preventive medicine. We should use it, but also for those who have been diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's still preventive medicine. Because no matter, even if you start now exercising, it's likely that it will still delay the progression of symptoms. Because how can we move if we don't move, yes, in future? So if we don't actually take the activity to maintain it, how it will happen in future, okay? Here I just have a few useful resources. So probably you have them already from your physiotherapists here, but also from the charities, because they are, in the UK actually, the charities are great in Parkinson's. Parkinson's UK, for example, if you go on the website and you put your postcode, you can find all the services that are available to you around your area, all the social services, exercise services, etc., which is great. Pure Gym gives 1 year free membership to people with Parkinson's to attend the local gym, and Pure Gym has like 600 gyms in the country. I don't know if they do it from MS, probably not. We had a trial with them, that's why, but I don't know. They should consider doing that though. They also release all sorts of very useful information, okay? So Parkinson's Foundation came up recently with very nice infographic, 1 page for people with Parkinson's, and they say these are all the types of examples of types of exercise you should cover within the week. And it's a really nice leaflet. I have all the resources here if you want, even if you don't have Parkinson's, if you want to look at, because exercise overlaps, you know, in various conditions. So some things can be, it's not medicine. Well, it's good medicine, and there are less side effects. So you may find something applicable to you as well. There are really nice resources on how to stay active at home and videos from Parkinson's UK. And there is a great, actually, booklet, which I found in our association of physiotherapists, and I think it's applicable to everyone who has a neurological condition, no matter what it is, plus those who are over 60 or 65 years old. And what it is about, it educates you in a very simple lay language what you can do by yourself to reduce your risk of falling at home. by silly things, even if you don't have risk of falling, okay? So people can fall for all sorts of reasons. And it's a wonderful tool. And I don't know if you know it, but I have a copy of it for you here. I'm sure that your physios know it and have provided it, okay? Now, what is the Steady Fit? Steady Fit is my resource for you today, okay? And I will tell you why it is different to the others. It's free of use. I just took some photos of me with some of my students, put a booklet together because I think some of the movements are not addressed, okay? And I will tell you why. So very commonly we give to people tasks such as stand on one leg, maintain your balance, stand heel to toe. Nobody can do it. Nobody can stand on one leg. Half of us have arthritis, including me. It's quite difficult. It never goes to 20 seconds. So I kind of, you know, it has totally different approach. I have a copy of it and I will show you why. If I have a bit of time, do I? 2 minutes? Not 2 minutes? Oh, okay. Maybe I talk about, I don't know how, it's not, I don't see the hold on a second. I cannot find the, how to, oh yeah, here you are, hold on a second. Okay, right. Let me tell you about Steady Fit because it's actually applicable also to people with MS, okay? But probably people with MS do this a bit more in their exercise program because in MS, we have the cerebellum that is affected. So the exercise program is slightly different. We also engage people in a bit more rotation, moving the head. Some people maybe also do what we call vestibular rehabilitation for eye movements. It's very common in MS, but not so much in Parkinson's, okay? So anyway, the reason for Steady Fit is, I will give you one example. Imagine you are a building, a very tall building, I don't know, 50 floors, in a country that there are so many frequent earthquakes, okay? And let's say you have the old type construction, you know, where, you know, the old type of buildings, okay? So if an earthquake strong enough happens, that building will just collapse. And the reason for that is because there is no flexibility at all. So the new buildings in countries like mine, in Greece, and recently I experienced a 7 Richter earthquake while I was in the middle of Norway in Turkey. There is new design of buildings that are designed to be very flexible, okay? So imagine you are a building, it's a representative of your spine, okay? And you are outside, like a human going around where there are many disturbances. People come close to you, they pass by you, you go to the train station, you go to the supermarket, you're afraid people will just bump or push you, or you are a building and there is an earthquake, okay? It's the same thing. So what you want to do to maintain your balance, basically, is to have some spinal flexibility, okay? This is the first thing that we lose in Parkinson's and other many conditions, head movements. Just think how difficult it is to move the head. Do you cross the street and anytime walk like that, or you are a bit more conscious? So moving the head is the first point we lose. Trunk rotation. Think how people fall and injure themselves. They usually fall because there is no mobility anymore here. So they kind of turn from the hips, but then they are unsteady. So they fall on the hip and they fracture it, okay? So maintaining mobility in the trunk, around the neck, and then in Parkinson's also arm swing are very important factors. If we have mobility here, we are actually more likely to not fall. If we don't and we are stiff, we purely rely on the legs, okay? Not good thing in MS, not good thing in Parkinson's, yeah? So this leaflet will give you additional resources which are totally safe, okay? But you can use your chair or be close to the wall. You can also review them with your physiotherapist or Parkinson's nurse or MS physiotherapist, okay, to see what is applicable to you, okay? So there are many movements here you will see. I will leave to Stella, that they basically work on moving the trunk, your neck, and on eye, hand, and head coordination, okay? So like reaching, imagine how, do you know how difficult it becomes just to reach something there but not looking there, you know? Just sometimes just, or not being able actually to reach even the keys if they fall down, okay? So there are some exercise for you as resources here for everyone, okay? And I think I'm running late and I'm just talking just more and more. I think these are the points from me actually. Keep that resource to review with your physios. Keep moving wherever life takes you, okay? Remember that every time we move, every time our heart beats and our breath is working, and every step we take, that keeps us bright in our brain and in our spirit, okay? So the more active we are and the more we can do within our capacity, because fatigue is a major thing in MS, in Parkinson's, in stroke. But if you find your routine and you can maintain it and work on things that are needed for every day, so as we spoke before with the 9-hole test, right? If you practice it, you don't lose it, or you are less likely to lose it, okay? So remember, movement is your first medicine, okay? No matter what we have, it's the first medicine. Nothing makes us to move better, no drug, nothing else than the actual movement. Okay, that's what I have to say, and we have many supporters for our study, so hopefully the first part will go well, and then we can open it to early Parkinson's and later Parkinson's, and then we can see if we can improve it and move to other conditions as well. Okay, thank you so much. I can take a couple of questions if it's not too late.